$2 billion are flooding right now into Bitcoin and will sooner or later lead to a $1,000 to $2,000 move. And once that is happening, Bitcoin is also breaking crucial resistance. And I will show you in today's video where I believe this is going to happen and from what levels we need to position ourselves for that next trade. If you want to know what I'm talking about, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, like this video, and also activate the bell so that you will never miss out on these really important updates. And let me start off with the video to thank you guys for yesterday. You were crushing it. I had twice as much views as usual on a good video, so thank you really much for that. Put up and slam that like button. And now let me show you what I actually found here. First of all, I saw yesterday the tweet like a minute after it came out that Tether was printing $1 billion here in USDT, and shortly afterwards or before that they printed another billion. So they printed in total $2 billion. And here you see the transaction that this came actually here from the Tether treasury, $1 billion. So, and I think I can click, if I click on it, I don't know how many addresses they have. But here you see, we see here, internal transactions, here Tether Treasury. So here they printed $1 billion and 10 days ago another $1 billion. And I think it was on TRC20 where they printed the other $1 billion. So they printed one on ERC20, one on TRC20 10 days ago. Now, why do I believe that a Bitcoin pump is coming with the print of USDT? First of all, the USDT has to go somewhere. Bitfinex and Tether, they cannot just go and say, hey, I would like to have indefinitely amounts of USDT, so we just keep printing. They're heavily regulated in the US and under scrutiny to when and if they're actually printing USDT. And the amount of USDT has immediately to go to its purpose. So for example, an exchange says we have a ton of cash, but we need liquidity in USDT. We're gonna wire you $500 million. So please go and print $500 million worth of USDT and send it to us. That's basically what's happening here. And then the USDT is not lying around on this exchange. It goes into assets like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and altcoins, whatever, you know. So, but mainly this money goes into Bitcoin, and that always leads to massive moves, as you can see here on this comparison chart that I have here. So we have here on the upper side the Tether market cap, and here to the downside we have the Bitcoin price on Coinbase. And as you can see here, every time when Tether is printing, the price went to the upside. So here I don't know why this is not synchronized. I'm sorry for that. But basically here, where the Tether supply was consolidating, once that went on and moved to the upside, the Bitcoin price did the same thing at the same time until we went into our top, not the yearly top, but close to it, to 44,000. Yeah, actually it was the 2023 top, to 44,300. Is it 300? $200 approximately. 44,200, 300. It doesn't make a big difference actually. So and in that run up from 35,700 to 44,200. There was massive amounts of Tether printed. Sorry, I wanted to say Tether. No, Tether got printed. And now we got this announcement that Tether printed again. So by nature, the price should react to that. So we got here a couple days ago another Tether event printing here, that big candle to the upside. That alone was $1 billion that was coming in here. And now we have another move to the upside with that $1 billion. And of that $1 billion, only half of it, 500 million, got so far deployed. Even less, if you look at it. I was measuring actually from yesterday's candle to the upside. So here, see here is right now roughly 600 million of the $1 billion deployed. So there's also still $400 million missing that needs to be deployed. So here also you can see, here Tether started printing. We saw a small uptick in the price, but only a small one. I definitely expect a bigger one still to be happening here, potentially over the weekend or on Monday. The funny thing is we see sometimes these big pumps when Tether has printed money on a Sunday for some weird reason. So or on a Saturday, it happened in the past. So I don't know here, it was a Wednesday. Here, there it was a Sunday when it started to go up. And here it was also a Sunday. So there is some confluence that here on a Saturday or Sunday, these pumps are happening after Tether has printed more USDT a day or 2 days beforehand. So I would be not surprised to see a move here over the next couple of days, over the weekend, upwards for the Bitcoin price. So I would be definitely not surprised to see something like that. Now we want to see from a technical perspective, when we look into the Bitcoin price, if we actually can get a move like that and how high that move would potentially take us. So that move, in my opinion, could take us to the top of that broadening rising wedge here. And that would bring us to $45,349. It could get stopped here at $45,100, but in that vicinity is where I would be looking at. And that would be also potentially where I would either raise my stop losses or take a little bit profit off the table on my Bitcoin position. So here, it is a 50 minutes chart. I just want to mention that. This move has to happen today. Otherwise, this broadening rising wedge will go on a little bit too long, in my opinion. So we can extend it kind of like this, but then really tomorrow, we need to see here a move from that broadening rising wedge, either to the downside or to the upside here. Anyways, like I said, I would expect either a touch of the top of the rising wedge or here the horizontal resistance at $45,100. So now, if you would like to trade that, there are two ways how you can trade that. Either you wait for a retest of the support at $43,500 approximately and get in at that level. I would say 43,600 to 43,500, something like that. Either you wait for that and set a limit order, or you wait for a break, at least with a 30-minute close here at around $44,180. If it only goes to $45,100 and you have the stop loss down here, we're talking about almost a 1-to-4 risk to reward ratio, 3.45%, 20x leverage, that's 69% potential profit with a downside risk of 20%, more or less. So that would be, again, a trade for me worth taking to take. I will actually set a limit order for that trade on FAIRDESK, where you can copy trade me. So just go in the description below here under the video. You will see it. So here is the link to sign up on FAIRDESK. You also get $120,000 if you sign up with my link in potential bonuses. There you can copy trade me, and if you need a platform without KYC and that you can use without a VPN from basically any location in the world, then you can also do it on CoinW. On CoinW, I'm gonna place the same trade. And otherwise, for all my other trades, you can sign up on a BYBIT, still also 30K in bonuses over there, plus that you get a debit card if you are eligible in your country for it. And if you're in the UK, then I highly recommend you to use BITGET or Phemex as a platform. When I go back here to the 1 hourly chart, here things starting to look a little bit better for me overall. And that comes from that we had here this massive move to the downside that liquidated 90% of the market that was long. And we got yesterday a beautiful, and that is indicative to me that the direction has not changed and is still upwards. These crazy wicks here are just stop hunts and liquidation hunts, in my opinion. So we get them all the time. Of course, not as volatile as this one, but they're happening just on a smaller scale. And here now, with these higher lows that we're putting in on the 1 hourly chart, I expect that we going to try to retake again the Monday high, that we reclaim it. And that was yesterday, not yesterday, at the beginning of the week. It was at $44,269 approximately, the Monday high. I expect that when we come up here the next time that we reclaim it. And once we are reclaiming it, we are most likely going then here into that area that I was just talking about on a 15 minutes chart of $45,100, $200. And there is right now the key resistance that needs to be broken so that we can move to $46,000 and $48,000. Again, today could be the day where we are getting some information for the Bitcoin ETF. That can happen until my next morning, tomorrow morning. That's definitely possible. On the Friday, I'm not really banking on it, that it's happening today. I rather believe that this can happen then on Monday at some point than on a Friday. But let's see what's going to happen here. If you're looking for shorts, then also here that area is an area that would be of interest for potential shorts here for me, and potentially also the Monday high, but have a really tight stop loss, because if we are able to reclaim these levels, then you're going to see Bitcoin taking off to the upside, and also here you're going to see Bitcoin taking off really quickly to the upside. Here on this 4 hourly chart, we are now above the point of control on the BPVR. That is, for me, really important that we have retaken that level here. Also that we are again above the EMA ribbon. I don't know when that happened, that we flipped that back. But it's definitely good to see that we're above the EMA ribbon again, that we could reclaim it. But we have now a Darth Maul candle, so there's indecision in the market which direction we should go, because we are sandwiched between $43,400 and $44,500 approximately. Again, this can still go on here for a while, as I pointed out yesterday, before we see next week then a move here to the upside. I would be not surprised to see that, and to see further shakeouts in both directions to liquidate some people along the way. But as long as we are now above the EMA ribbon, here on the 4 hourly chart, things are also here on the little bit higher time frames on the short term, looking for me more bullish than bearish here. Here on this 4 hourly chart with our liquidation levels and the ascending triangle, here you can see again what I was mentioning yesterday. You get more density again in these liquidation zones, where we see a lot of shorts piling up here again, all the way from 45,500 all the way up to 47,150, more or less. But also here to the downside, I will not neglect that. To the downside is of course more liquidity for available, but it is also, again, it's way harder to push it to the downside in a bullish market where everybody and their mother is trying to long, than to send it further up and liquidate all these shorts that are still up here, all the these liquidity zones. So but here to the downside, if we ever get there in the short term, this here is a big zone for me. 40,000 all the way down to 38,000, and then the next bigger zone from 36,700 to 35,700. So these are the two biggest liquidity pockets beneath the price right now. And the highest one above us is, as I said so many times already, between 45,400 and 47,300. Something else that I'm watching right now extensively, why is that not working here right now, is the order book flow. And here you also see small spreads across different exchanges. You see I have here Binance, Bitfinex, BitMEX, Bitstamp, Coinbase, BYBIT. So I'm watching here what's happening overall in the market, in the order book. And here you see Bitcoin is jumping right now. So Bitcoin almost jumped $100 and is now coming slowly back here. So there was potentially somebody buying across all platforms, and now it's going back where it was. Typical. So yeah, I'm watching here that order flow. and I can see here some big sell orders. You see here 43,800, 43,850, 43,900. So here, these bars here are sell orders. You can see here there's like 40, this is like 45 Bitcoins. Here 50 Bitcoins, 40 Bitcoins that are getting sold if we hit actually these levels. And the longer the level, the more liquidity is up there where people want to sell their Bitcoin, or beneath us where they want to buy it. So here you can also see here 216 Bitcoin. Now then here on the liquidation heat map on the 3 days, you can see here that some of these shorts, you remember here was a heavy level at $46,200. These shorts, they close. Some of them closed their positions, or they have partially closed them, and that also shows me that they are scared. They are scared of that potential move to the upside with tethered printing, with more SEC applications that getting filed for the facilitation of the ETF next week. So bears are getting scared and closing their positions or scaling them down, because here that heavy level that was there is gone now. So there is still something, but not like it was yesterday. So, but overall, here still, there's more liquidity to the upside to be taken out than to the downside. You see that on the colorization and also on the density on the upper side here of the chart than to the lower side beneath or above the price. Here on this 12-hourly chart, nothing really has changed here. So we are scratching at resistance at $44,289. I think here this rising wedge is right now invalidated because we went too long here already sideways. So it did not play out, which is good, and we just moved sideways out of it. But these resistance levels, they are still there. You know, 44,300 here, 45,572. These are still the imminent resistance levels that need to be taken out so that Bitcoin can actually move here in direction of $48,000. On this daily chart, we also still have that ascending triangle, and we still have the bullish divergence that hasn't played out yet. I still believe that this is going to play out over the next coming days. Also here, potentially over the weekend. If not, then on Monday. We are going to see that. And this will also coincide. So basically Sunday to the following Monday is the window where this ascending triangle, in the best case scenario, would actually be breaking out to the upside. So, and I just want to show it to you guys here again. The upside target for that pattern would be $48,300. So if you want to take that trade, just wait for a 1 hourly candle close above $44,110, and from there you can trade this. But wait for Sunday, at least for Sunday, to see if the Bitcoin price is actually above that level. Don't front run this only because we get like today, tomorrow, a move above $44,100. I would not front run this. I would wait for the price to be in this window to see a move to the upside. Here on this daily chart, I only want to show you quickly the Bollinger Band. We're above the middle band of the Bollinger Band, which is bullish. The price action is breaking here into that resistance area that starts at $43,954. So we are like $120 away from that. If we can break into that, then I believe that here over the weekend and into Monday, we're going to smash definitely through that here to the upside and see another move outside the Bollinger Band as we did here 4 days ago. So now when we are looking at the Bitcoin dominance, here's also something really interesting. The dominance is breaking to the upside. Bitcoin is also moving here slightly to the upside, and that of course leads to a bleeding across the board for altcoins, which is not so nice. And remember when I told you that we're going to see a strong reaction if we get here so many red candles to the downside consecutively, that we're going to see here a move back to like 53%, and that's basically what we have today. So do I believe that we go higher? Not really, unless we are going to $44,300 and we keep pumping, then yes, then we can go all the way up here to 54%. But then also some altcoins will catch up in that moment at the dollar pairing. So right now that is not happening. If that is not happening, then I expect at least by tomorrow a correction back down to 52.2% in the Bitcoin dominance. The total market cap has also a big indecision candle here on the weekly chart. But here, for me, for the time being, it's fine. I just would like to see the total market cap at least to push to $1.65 trillion before Sunday, just so that we don't have here a spinning top, which would be a topping indication on a total market cap with a potential reversal back to the downside to like 1.45, 1.46 trillion dollars. So we would lose like 150 billion dollars in liquidity in the whole crypto market. So that's something that I don't want to see. I rather see 40 billion to be added over the next coming days so that we have a continuation candle and go here to like 1.82 trillion dollars in the short term. Now, when we are looking at Ethereum is not looking as good as Bitcoin on the 4-hourly chart. We are still underneath the EMA ribbon and got now a lot of times rejected from there, which is normally an indication that we're gonna see a steeper correction first, another shakeout before we come back and retest and potentially reclaim the EMA ribbon here. Golden ratio has given perfectly resistance at a retest, so that would have been a good level to enter a short if you're interested in shorting Ethereum. Yeah, so but right now I would not try to continue to short Ethereum as long as we are staying above $2,227. Lose that level and you can potentially look at a short to the Monday high here of $2,117. But for the time being, I would be not looking at shorts here. If we reclaim the golden pocket here, the 0.65, 0.618 at the high of $2,305, there I would be looking for longs, especially also because we would be above the EMA ribbon here. Then here on this 4-hourly chart with the VPVR, for now we are basically dancing on the point of control. And here I definitely want to see soon a strong reaction back to the upside, because the longer we are dancing around here and testing this as support, the more likely it is that we are actually breaking it and going one step lower. And the next support would be like $2,110, $2,090, something like that. Yeah, I don't want to see Ethereum going that low. So I rather would like to see a strong reaction by today here back to the upside and reclaim the golden ratio, flip that into support, and continue the upwards trajectory. Guys, that's it already for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Please make sure that you smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I'm going to see you then again tomorrow.